Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to this explainer. Today we are going to completely demystify the Hawaii General Excise Tax Permit process. If you're earning money from Hawaii or even just planning to, this is absolutely essential for you. We're going to break down the exact steps you need to take to get fully compliant and ready to thrive. Seriously, we're taking what usually feels like a massive bureaucratic headache and turning it into a super straightforward, manageable roadmap. Even if you are a complete beginner, I've got you covered. So you're doing business in paradise? I mean, it sounds like an absolute dream, right? But hey, here's the reality check. Getting this specific tax permit is a crucial, totally unavoidable step for literally anyone making money in the state. Whether you're opening up a physical storefront in Honolulu, doing some freelance consulting from the mainland, or, selling handmade crafts online to folks in Hawaii, getting this permit isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's the law. But honestly, more importantly, it's just that foundational step every successful Hawaiian entrepreneur takes to protect their bottom line right from day one. Now, what's really interesting about this is the fundamental difference between mainland taxes and how Hawaii operates. On the mainland, your traditional sales tax is a tax on the consumer, right? The business just collects it. But Hawaii's General Excise Tax, or GET, it is a totally different beast. It's actually a quote-unquote privilege tax levied directly on the business's gross receipts. So you're being taxed on the privilege of doing business in Hawaii. And here's the kicker. It applies to every single dollar your business brings in before you deduct any expenses. To put that into perspective, let's say you made $500,000 in revenue, but you had to spend $400,000 just to make it. Well, the GET still applies to that full $500,000. It is a massive distinction you have to keep in mind. Don't stress though, we're going to make this incredibly approachable. Here's our 5-step agenda for this explainer. First, Hawaii GET license basics. Second, who needs to apply. Third, a step-by-step application guide. Fourth, timelines and ongoing compliance. And finally, number 5, pitfalls and support resources. All right, let's get into it. Moving into Section 1, Hawaii GET License Basics. So because the GET is a tax on the actual business activity itself, its reach is incredibly broad. While mainland sales tax usually just applies to physical goods, Hawaii's GET covers pretty much every business transaction under the sun. We're talking retail sales, services, commissions, leases, the whole shebang. Think about it like this. A freelance graphic designer working from a studio in Kailua, they owe GET on every invoice. A Maui tour operator owes it on every single booking. A Honolulu landlord, yep, they owe it on every rent check. Basically, if money is flowing into your business from a Hawaii source, it is highly, highly likely that the GET applies to you. But hey, there is some really good news here. Getting compliant is super accessible. The state of Hawaii only charges a one-time $20 registration fee for your GET license. That's it. There are 0 annual renewal fees for the license itself. Now, contrast that $20 with the massive penalties and interest you'll be hit with if the Department of Taxation audits you after months of flying under the radar. Honestly, it is literally the best $20 insurance policy your business could ever buy. All right, moving right along to Section 2, who needs to apply? So exactly who is required by the Hawaii Department of Taxation to get this license? Well, the list is pretty comprehensive. In-state retailers, obviously, but it also includes freelancers, independent contractors, landlords, and service providers. Even marketplace facilitators processing third-party sales and remote out-of-state sellers have to register. The exemptions to this tax are incredibly narrow. We're talking mostly limited to very specific agricultural sales or certain nonprofit activities. Actually, wait. Even if your customer is a nonprofit, you as the seller still owe the tax. The safest rule of thumb you can follow is this. If you earn income from Hawaii, just assume you need to register. Now, for our viewers who aren't actually physically located in Hawaii, I need you to pay super close attention to this number, $100,000. Hawaii enforces what's called an economic nexus rule. What does that mean? Well, it means that even if you don't have a physical office or a single employee in Hawaii, you still have to register for the GET if your gross sales to Hawaii customers hit $100,000 in a calendar year. Or, alternatively, if you conduct 200 or more separate transactions annually with Hawaii customers. So it's all about your economic footprint, not just your physical one. Okay, let's jump into Section 3, the step-by-step application guide. I'm going to slow down a bit here because we're going to walk through the actual application portal together so you know exactly what to expect. There are 5 key steps to complete the Hawaii Basic Business Application, which they officially call Form BB1. Step 1. Gather your info. You're going to need your legal business name, physical and mailing addresses, your federal employer identification number or social security number, and your NAICS industry code. Step 2. Head over to the Hawaii Tax Online portal. Step 3. Fill out that Form BB1. Step 4. Pay your $20 fee. And Step 5. Submit. Okay, let's see what this actually looks like on screen. And this brilliantly illustrates the portal. When you navigate to the Hawaii Tax Online homepage at hitax.hawaii.gov, you'll see you don't even need to log in right away. Just look for the registration section right there on the main page and simply click on Register New Business License. It's right there in front of you. Then on the very next screen, you're going to see a few options pop up. You want to go ahead and click the tile that says BB-1, Basic Business Application. This is basically the master form the state uses to apply for new business tax accounts, permits, and licenses. Now, once you're inside the application itself, you'll use a simple drop-down menu to select your specific business entity type, whether you're a sole proprietor, an LLC, or a corporation. Choosing the exact right one here is vital for your future filings, so double-check that. Next, you'll just fill in your foundational taxpayer information like your SSN or FAEIN and your mailing address. Oh, a really quick technical tip for you here. If your business doesn't actually have a physical street address in Hawaii, you're going to check a box that says none a little later in the form. But you will still have to provide the name and contact info of the person representing your business in the state, so keep that handy. Awesome. Moving on to Section 4, Timelines and Ongoing Compliance. Great, you've submitted the form. But what happens next? Well, the crucial point is exactly how you submitted that BB1. If you use the online portal we just walked through, processing typically takes a brisk 5 to 7 business days. But if you decide to print out the paper form and physically mail it in, you're looking at a massive 4 to 6 week wait time. And trust me, the paper form is highly structured. You literally have to write in black ink, perfectly inside these little tiny boxes for their optical scanners. Seriously, do yourself a favor. The online route is faster, way easier, and highly, highly recommended. So once you're approved, you're going to receive your shiny new GET license number, which will start with the letters GE. Now, to maintain successful compliance going forward, you need to build 3 ongoing habits. First off, you absolutely must display your license publicly at your place of business. Second, you've got to file returns periodically. This is usually monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually, entirely based on your sales volume. And finally, if you choose to pass the GET cost on to your customers, which most do, Hawaii law specifically dictates that you have to do so visibly, meaning you must clearly show that charge right on their receipt. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Pitfalls and Support Resources. Because let's face it, knowing the rules is only half the battle. Avoiding the common traps is the other half. Here are 3 insider cautionary tips to save you from some serious headaches and penalties. Number 1, failing to file 0 returns. We literally see well-meaning business owners make this mistake all the time. They make $0 in a given month, they logically assume they don't need to file anything, and bam, they suddenly get hit with a nasty penalty notice. Listen, if you have a filing frequency, you absolutely must file, even if it's just to report 0. Number 2, forgetting the county surcharge. While the baseline state GET rate is 4%, counties like Honolulu and Maui add a 0.5% surcharge. That brings your actual rate up to 4.5%. Undercharging that will eat directly into your profits. And number 3, if you ever move and need to change your business address, whatever you do, do not file a new Form BB1. You have to use a completely separate form for that called the ITPS-COA. Now, if you ever feel stuck along the way, there are some really fantastic resources available to you. The Hawaii Tax Online portal at hitax.hawaii.gov is going to be your primary hub for official state help, for filings, and just managing your overall account. But let's be real, if managing deadlines and multi-state compliance sounds totally overwhelming, especially for you remote sellers out there, you can always leverage professional software platforms like Commenda. Tools like that can automate your filings, track your economic nexus thresholds in real time, and basically ensure you never ever miss a 0 return deadline. So are you ready to confidently do business in paradise? By understanding the completely unique nature of the general excise tax and following these straightforward registration steps, you are actively setting your business up for long-term success in Hawaii. Now, as a quick disclaimer, remember to always verify all these details with official state sources, as tax regulations can and do change. But think about this. The GET is really just the tip of the iceberg. How much do you really know about the local county regulations where your customers actually live? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, here is to your business thriving.